Listen, great to have this week and be with you. That means we're still playing. Hopefully we're doing the same thing next week. And with that, I'll just kind of open it up. We're fired up to get going and playing this game. It's been a while, so the guys are ready.
We'll see about his return, but should he play? What's realistic to expect from Jalen Watson, you think, this week?
Yeah, so he's been out there a little. We had last week those couple of practices. He had yesterday. Of course, yesterday was a no helmets practice, which is a little bit different. Him and I spoke this morning. I think these next 2 days will be really important because hopefully we're going to get outside here with helmets and at least shells on. He needs to get up to the speed of the game, and it's not regular season speed, right? It's playoff speed. So we'll see where we're at and make a good decision at the end of the week.
You mentioned it's been a while. How much is there a tried and true formula for missing games but staying sharp, missing days and games and staying sharp? Do you have just, this is what we do, or is there still a discussion?
Well, here's what I would say is we trust our leader, and Andy has a unique, keen sense of, when to pull off, when to push it. We did a couple of things in the quote-unquote bye week, work-wise, and I think it was effective. And I think our guys in the past have responded to that pretty well, so hopefully same thing will happen. I mean, we're looking to have a fresh football team firing on all cylinders in this game. We'll see.
Just considering how effective Nico Collins has been, how fortunate are you to have a Trent and the kind of quarterback to counteract that?
Yeah, I mean, that'll, we'll try to work that. It won't always work that way. I mean, they're pretty smart. They move guys around. But, listen, no matter who ends up on 12, I mean, I'm talking about all 11 sets of eyes on defense need to know where he is. He's what we call a game wrecker, and if you let a game wrecker on offense wreck the game, that's not going to be good. So he's a guy that we're certainly very concerned about.
How about C.J. Stroud? One of the big plays last week was his run, but how about his overall game?
Yeah, I mean, I was very impressed with him. I told him that after the game last time we played him. For young guys, so talented. And we all saw what he did last week with his feet. I think when the importance of these games keep amping up, you can expect quarterbacks to say, hey, I might have to run it here. And so we've talked extensively about, trying to bottle this quarterback up because we saw last week what he can do when he decides to run it. It's like all these athletic quarterbacks who play in this league now. It brings a whole nother dimension, and you got to figure out ways to, whether you commit one guy to the quarterback, turn 3 loose, however you do it, you got to have ways to do it. Now, with that being said, we got to get him in those situations. I mean, it's first and second down, and they're on schedule. That makes it really tough. When a quarterback takes off on a first and second down, run-pass call, and it ends up passing, he's going. That's challenging.
The first time around, you were headed into 3 games in 11 days. It was a short week by 1 day. You played on a Saturday. Does that, looking now that we're not looking at any secrets of what you're prepping for the next, were you having to prep the next couple of games as well? Did it take away from your Houston prep?
You mean when we played them?
Yeah, you were starting that stretch of 3 and 11 days.
No, I tell you, the way I remember it, it all goes like this on me. But it's just we didn't get ahead. We planned on that, but I'm going to say a month, way earlier, the bye week, somewhere else. Andy and I were talking about. Did we have a Sunday to Monday game? Maybe something where there might have been an extra half a day, and I remember doing a little bit of work because of that, but not during that particular week.
On Stroud, he's a young quarterback, but he's already won a couple of postseason games. How long does someone have to be in the league and prove things before they kind of have a rep for whatever?
They don't call him a rookie anymore. Yeah. They call him I don't know. He won a playoff game last year and this year, right? I mean, that's some playoff experience. I mean, I'm sure they feel really good about the way their offense is rolling right now. I mean, that's the only thing I have my eyes on. And I see a confident team now. I know that after us, they had a little bit of a lull. I think a couple games. They played Baltimore, and then they had the one game at the end. But coming off of that win last week and the way they played, I would imagine there's going to be a confident group coming in here.
You guys did a decent enough job against Mixon, not hurting you in that game. How much is he a key?
Well, he's always going to be a key. I mean, anytime you can get ahead, that helps, right? Because we're trying to get him one-dimensional. I mean, that's just defensive football. When this team is able to go run or pass, I think they're really challenging because the running back is who he is. And it's going to begin with us. We're always talking about the quarterback, we're talking about the wide receiver, but if we don't stop them from handing the ball off and running the football, it's going to be a long day. So that'll be focus number one.
Last two right here, go ahead, Frank.
Steve, I know there's, I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, good.
It has no bearing on this game, obviously, but it's a momentous thing in franchise history, coming back from that 24-0 deficit to the Texans.
Back, yeah.
And I just wonder what you'll remember from that game. And
Yeah. Boy, that was the first playoff game in 2019.
yeah, it was your first playoff game
Yeah.
here, I think. Yeah.
I just remember bang, 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 and it was like we got none, and it ended up 24, right?
Yeah.
And then as quick as that happened, a quick turn. Then we got a special teams play, and I think we made a play on defense. I think Dan Sorensen made a big play. It's coming back to me a little bit now. Like, we didn't go back and look at that tape, obviously, but I mean that builds confidence. I mean, the one thing I've said this before, and a number of these that. The one thing from a defensive standpoint, if you're part of the defense for the Kansas City Chiefs, is you have extreme confidence in the quarterback that we end up putting out there to, whether if we're ahead to extend the lead or whether we're behind, he can get us back in it. So I'm sure that day just built that confidence, which is more.
Your name's obviously, and I know you addressed this last time, talking about head coaching positions and everything out there.
Yeah.
Just balancing that and getting ready with the
Yeah,
extra time.
I'm going to just hang here with what and that's where it's at. I mean, I'm a tunnel vision guy. I'm not smart enough to think about anything more than these dudes were playing here, but I appreciate it.